Alright, so we have here starting at the 12 o'clock is our Terran, our red Terran, Magic Bullet. And starting at the 5 o'clock is our orange Protoss, mLty. So we have Chava here casting with us because Sigrid is not available for a while.
Damn, dude, you're just gonna throw me under the bus like that, huh?
Yeah. You're a sub, alright? You better be able to fill the shoes of big shoes of Sigrid.
I'll try my best.
Very, very high expectation for you.
Look at our teammate over here with the
400 APM, 420 APM. He's like
our team is so manner.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his APM. I saw 420 in there. I was like, yeah, he's blazing it right now.
He hit him with the good luck, have fun. I always say that to my opponents because I'm very good-mannered, but I do it in the pre-game lobby. That's what separates tier 1s from tier 3s.
Okay, I see it. I make sure to let my opponent know that he's trash every opportunity I get. Alright, so we see here that this is a normal supply depot count timing, but he placed it right a little far away from the racks, but he's making a good wall. So if Zealot comes, it'll be pretty good against it.
Is it a good wall though? Because I thought it was supposed to be on the other side of the racks. I think this actually, I might be wrong because I don't play Terran or Protoss.
He's got gas stolen, by the way. Hold on.
I think that the depot needs to be on the right side of the barracks to block, but I'm drinking right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think so.
I think it's I don't know.
None of us really play Terran, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Terran do this before, and a Zealot can't go through, and a Marine can't. So, but this is annoying. He actually stole the Terran's gas, and he's doing a good job of keeping the probe alive. So, the Terran is not having a good time right now. He should be. Actually, I don't think he should be chasing the probe with the SCV.
No, probably not.
Just wait for the Marines, right?
He's way overreacting to this. What is he doing with those two SCVs?
It's all that's gonna be coming. It's gonna hurt.
Is he going to do some sort of proxy barracks? This is bizarre.
I think he's just rattled because he doesn't know what to do with our gas. He can't make a. He's making a bunker, so he's trying to.
I mean, I agree with you. He definitely seems like he's off kilter, but these two SCVs seem like they're intentionally. There's some intention behind them. I guess we'll see. I like mLty's BM with the. He actually mines the gas out of the simulator.
I was rooting for that probe to go home and like turn in the gas, so he could like have that gas forever.
Maybe these SCVs
okay, here comes a Marine. This bunker is not going to fulfill any purpose, right? You're not going to be using it because you don't have anything out here to defend. Yeah, he needs to use that. He needs to use that. Oh, he lifted his barracks. That's not good. I think that's actually a. I don't think he's dead, but he's in a really bad spot. He's trying to lift his barracks to create a semi-wall at the natural, but the Zealot just came right at the wrong time, and he couldn't use it as a sim city in his main.
See, in terms of constructive things that you can say about a game like this, the one thing that really stands out to me is that just the power of doing things that are unexpected and making aggressive, decisive plays, especially in like CPL matches in general, but especially in like 2 or 3 matches.
Right.
Players just don't have game sense, so I think just having the courage to make like decisive, aggressive plays take you a long way. And a lot of people have an attitude about it, like, oh, it's not standard, it's not like a macro play or something, so it's not like a legit or valuable way to learn the game. But I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think that as you learn simpler, more decisive, and more aggressive builds, it'll open up so much more opportunities for you.
Right. I think Protoss opened pretty standard. I mean, he does one gate expand, and did a lot of damage.
He's not even being.
Terran's just a little rattled. Terran's, he could have just expanded with kept his barracks on the main, right? Use it as a sim city to kill that one zealot. It's one zealot. Come on, he overreacted.
He just put him on the back foot with an aggressive play.
I wouldn't even call it aggressive. It was one probe and one zealot that dealt a lot of damage. He should be just ignoring the probe, right? Wait for the Marines to come out, kill the probe with the Marines. Don't lift the racks.
I would definitely call it aggressive, but
I mean, don't lift the barracks. Use it on his main to use it as a sim city to deal with the zealot. And he definitely didn't need the bunker yet.
But okay, yeah, that's just what I'm saying though. The Terran was just thrown off.
Yeah. Well, here
I'm
comes
sure
the
he had a game plan
double SCV scouts into the Protoss main. Well, he gets to see everything. That's bright side. I mean, in exchange for like 3 minutes of not mining anything by these two SCVs. We're gonna see some hidden tech or an expansion by this Protoss at 9 o'clock. Alright, so we see him blind turret. This Terran is... He scouted clearly no DT, right? Like, he saw 3 gates. Very, very aggressive by mLty. Just, it's gonna be a really Dragoon-heavy attack on him. And I'm not sure he should be building turrets at this point.
He was indeed able to scout, but I
he
think
did.
he's
He did
just
see.
so...
No, he did scout three gateways in the Protoss main, and an expansion.
Yeah, he got some very clear scouting information, but I think he's just too thrown off. He doesn't know how to react to this situation.
And I don't even think Protoss is planning on attacking. He's expanding again. He doesn't have the mineral yet, but it's gonna be a dirt. A quick dirt.
I mean, mLty is doing a good job here, but I think he's actually even being a little excessive with this 3-pylon wall, which it doesn't even...
I haven't seen a single factory unit yet. You're right.
Like, he has the right idea, but he just doesn't know how to react to scouting information. Like, he has units in front of the Terran's base, right?
Right.
So he would see potentially some vultures or anything trying to come out. But just
he's not
even instinctually,
he's not vastly
he should
oversupplied
know
though. He's like 66 out of 82, so I mean he's gonna need those in pylons eventually. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, but I'm saying he didn't need to make them in that.
He does need those minerals for a Nexus. Yeah, he did need those minerals for a Nexus. Hey Snowfood, how's the game sound now for Chava? I lowered the game sound. They couldn't hear you, by the way, because the game sound was too loud. Let me lower it some more. And I'll raise your volume a bit.
But yeah, I'll tapped and looked at the chat. But yeah, mLty, I wasn't saying... I mean, you're doing well in the game and everything. I'm just saying, like, if there's no threat, there's no reason to make a pylon wall before you make the Nexus, right? I don't think that really there's any reason to make a pylon wall before the Nexus. I've never seen anyone do that before. I understand the sentiment, but there's no reason to defend something that isn't there yet. You know what I mean? But I'm liking what I'm seeing from both players, actually. I mean, Magic Bullet is, he was obviously thrown off, and he was obviously delayed a lot in his build, but, he has 5 factories now. He's going to macro mode. He's catching up to mLty in supply.
Right, but mLty's also because mLty expanded instead of...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he has the advantage. I'm just saying...
Yeah, well, yeah.
Both players are doing pretty well to...
I say they cancel each other out with the turret and the pylon wall. I would say the turret more harmful than the pylon wall because, I mean...
I think you're dwelling too much on the pylon wall. I wasn't... Yeah. It's not a huge deal, right? But...
We're missing... So what we're missing right now is an armory from Terran. That's huge. This is gonna
Yeah,
like
for sure.
be
The upgrades are very important
like
in
it looks like the
PvP.
supply's even, right? It looks like the supply's even, but like down the line when Terran's behind an upgrade, it's gonna snowball. The effect's gonna be like he's not gonna be able to push out. He's not gonna be able to stop Protoss from like taking an entire map, and he's not gonna have that key timing attack, right? He's
Well, supplies aren't even. There's
right,
like a 30 supply
right. There's
differential
supply.
right
No,
now.
this
20,
is
20,
and that's
25
normal.
supply.
That's normal for Terran, but
But
Terran's supposed to have the upgrade as
like
well.
another big thing too, besides just the upgrades, is like I'm seeing Terran doesn't have any scanners right now, which
Right.
is even more major than upgrades. I mean, upgrades are very, very important in PvP, but not having scanners right now, that's fucking huge. Just not being able to get that extra scouting information and extra map information, that's a huge flaw that Magic Bullet definitely needs to work on down the line, I think.
Right. I say he was pretty far behind from not having two SCV early in the game, and then betting a bunch of turrets.
But yeah, no, I agree completely. I think he's doing a pretty admirable job
Protoss doesn't feel
considering some
threatened at
of
all. Like
the
mLty,
major mistakes that he's made.
right? mLty is just macroing up huge because he's got like he's going up to 4 bases now. He's got up to 4 bases. The Arbiter tech's coming up, and I would like to see a bit more gateways. Yeah, he should be like exploding with gateways in a few minutes, in like a minute.
One thing that I'll say to you, Melsey, if you're still listening, is that your gateway placement is pretty decent, but I'm getting scared because like the leftmost gateway that you have closest to your natural choke, it's like that's getting in dangerous territory where you could potentially like block a lot of other gateway units. If you had gateways like farther back in your base, it's kind of a minor thing, but I notice it a lot with newer players, especially like base layout is important, and a lot of players kind of just like haphazardly place their gateways and end up like trapping units.
I don't know who that's supposed to be. That player is supposed to be referencing, but by the way, I just noticed a lot of goons
I'm
died.
not talking about you if that's what you thought.
Yeah,
Have you had a game like that recently?
I have that game all the time. But anyway, let's not talk about that. I'm signed up as a Protoss player. I do intend on improving my Protoss play as well. Anyways, yeah, you attacked into his natural. You didn't have to do that either. I mean, you have 4 bases. If Terran doesn't move out, you don't have to do anything. Terran's still at 0-0. What the hell's going on? He's not even upgrading right now.
Yeah, if Magic Bullet,
He's moving
like I
out
said, if
with like
Magic Bullet, if you are listening, you got to learn your upgrade timings, man. They're very important in TVP.
yeah, these are like not enough tanks. Like I mean, in the middle of nowhere, Protoss doesn't even need to worry about these tanks. Just go around it and kill all the mines and threaten the natural, threaten the backstab. But Protoss doesn't even need to do that, to be honest. Like this position here by Terran is not threatening anything. I like this observer though. This observer is actually keeping track of it, right? Like as soon as Terran and siege, that's when you hit.
Yeah, I think mLty is doing a fine job right now. He doesn't need to do anything.
I mean, look at his macro.
It's the Terran that is like disadvantaged. He's on the back foot right now. He's see, this is what I was talking about with building placement. Terran has 3 vultures that have been trapped because of his factory placement.
Oh yeah.
I just missed some Protoss units dying, but honestly, it's inconsequential at this point.
Right. I mean,
mLT's on 4 bases. Like mLty doesn't have to do anything. He just has to spam buildings, and eventually tech to carriers and arbiters, which he's already doing.
Alright, here's the gateway explosion. So basically, Protoss can just throw away every unit right now, and then pretty much re-max. He's already max.
Yeah, the Magic Gold is still on 5 factories. Look how many gateways mLty has. The production capabilities are
These tanks.
just
Yeah, these tanks are this.
not even close.
And there's a reinforcement coming with an Arbiter, so Terran has no reinforcement at all, actually. Magic Bullet is actually, he's dead. And he's finally noticed that his Vultures are trapped.
He's
He finally noticed that his Vulture is trapped.
So, let's... Do you want to talk about what you think Magic Bullet could have done in the same situation to play the game differently? Like, say, 5 minutes ago, he's still disadvantaged, but how could he have played the game differently?
I would just sit, to be honest. Take the third, right? Just slow push out to the third. He didn't take his third at all.
He's been banking 3,000 plus minerals for the last 5 or so minutes, right?
He needed more factory for sure. Like, so basically, if you don't plan on taking a third, you need 6 factory. At the minimum, 6 factory.
Maybe 1 or 2 more factories, and then way more vultures. Just spam mines all across the map. Like, take another third, mine that up, turret it up, like place depots in sim cities, so it's hard for units to even enter the third to kill it. Like, just turtle up.
It's actually
just
very
use those
easy
minerals.
to take this third, right? You can just build a command center at the bottom of your main and just float it over.
Pour the minerals into vultures, turrets, depots, CCs. Like, you have all this excess resources, and you don't need to just rely on tanks. Tanks are like the star matchup, the star unit in TVP, right?
I definitely
but really,
disagree.
It's all the other shit. Like,
I definitely disagree with his choice to push out with his entire army out into the middle of nowhere. I would slow push out to the dirt right below the main and just build a command center, right, and float it over. That's what most Terran do, right? You don't push out until you get 3 bases.
Yeah, exactly. You slow push to your third, and you take your third safely. You sim city it up with like turrets and depots and mines. And then once you have your third, that's when you start really like macroing. But you also need your upgrades. The weapon and armor upgrades for mech are just like super important.
Alright, so there's no mining SCV right now. That's a GG. So we have 1-0 right now. Good job by mLty. Really good macro.
Yeah, mLty.
I like that macro.
Yeah, for sure. I think you did a great job, mLty.
Let me change the score.
Oh, look at that score differential. 34,000.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Ahead of him. That was sick, mLty. Good job. But like I said, I still think Magic Bullet did a really good job, but he was just so thrown off by that beginning. That's why it's so powerful to do stuff like that.
Shit.
And it's not just for like tier 3. I'm not saying it's because they're low level, but even at the highest foreigner levels, stuff like that is very powerful. Letting people play their game is, it's respectable. If you just want to like sit back and play a macro game, if you feel comfortable with that's very admirable. But if you want to have like wins, which CPL is not just about wins, it's about improving. But I think you can improve and also see wins if you make people play your game instead of letting them play their game. That game was mLty making Magic Bullet play his game.
Right. Alright, so second game we have Fighting Spirit. As expected. A lot of, I think even tier 1 player would this is the comfort map, right? If you lose, you go back to this map. But it's also true for the other guy, the opposition, so...
Oh yeah, it's true for everyone. Everyone is comfortable in Fighting Spirit. My own opponent did this to me today.
Right. Same here. Everyone's gonna pick Fighting Spirit. Actually, by the way, you just spoiled that you won a game.
Oh yeah, fuck. Whatever.
Alright, we'll just go. I don't know if Joydaddy's gonna lag the game. Joydaddy, just watch the stream, sorry. Well, I have a stream up, Joydaddy. Just watch the stream. Let's go. Alright, so we have game 2. Java, you can introduce the players. I'm gonna focus on the overlay tip this time.
Alright, so at 11 o'clock we have our Protoss, our teal Protoss mLty. And then at 7 o'clock we have our brown Terran Magic Bullet. Let's see how this game turns out. I'm actually really impressed with both of these players, to be honest. for tier 3 players, I think they're doing a very good job.
Yeah, I agree with you. That macro, they can macro. By the way, mLty's like super manner again. I wonder if he does it every game.
Oh yeah. Damn,
Like
mLty,
even in
you're
ladder,
such a-
he does it every game.
good
I
guy.
wonder.
Who raised you? Your mother was a good person.
I think we drafted the right person for our team. We have here 8 pylon, very standard. Built-in base, so no proxy or anything like that. You should see a supply depot now at 9. Yep. So looks like they have the opening builds down at least.
This is interesting to me that he's going for a cross position scout. This is stuff that I never really fuck around with. Like, I'm not saying it definitely has its uses. It's just like, it's actually too advanced for me. It's like too galaxy brain sort of shit for me. Like, I'm just a simple man.
He wants to see the BBS, the possible BBS.
I just want to fucking scout clockwise. I don't want to think about any like complicated timings or anything.
Right, same here. Again, Terran actually got his gas this time. Nice SimCity at his main. I don't see it. Like, the Zealot shouldn't be dealing a lot of damage this time. I just don't see it.
Oh, for sure. There's not going to be much Zealot damage going down here. But one thing that I don't like, one thing that I have a big gripe with, that I've seen from a lot of tier 2 and tier 3 players, actually, on second thought, I'm retarded. This is like, I really just like this. I have nothing bad to say. I'm gonna
you just want to complain. You just want to complain.
Yeah, it's good to complain.
That might be an early
you know
gas.
what?
He's going for CX.
Magic Bullet's building placement is perfectly fine here. It's good to know. I still think the depot is misplaced, but
what would you play this
whatever.
depot?
I think the depot is supposed to be on the right. I'm pretty sure about that.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I might be wrong.
Do you
though.
play
I
Terran?
don't know.
I don't know. I've never seen that like depot on the right.
I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm just ignorant.
So we need an Linux factory now, right? This factory here.
Yeah, his factory is delayed. He's kept 3 SEVs on gas for too long. So he's banging gas, and he can't spend it right now. His factory is late. Wow, mLty tried to manor pylon. That was actually pretty funny. He tried to manor pylon, but he did it in a way that didn't trap anything, didn't really block anything. So that's another thing. Like, you see pros and you know, longer term players, I guess more skilled players, try to do cutesy stuff like that. Honestly, that's stuff that I would not at all recommend for lower level players. I think even when you succeed at it,
yeah,
and it's difficult to succeed at it, right? But even when you do trap like 2 or 3 SEVs, for example, I think that the benefits are very marginal, and it's really not worth wasting time on.
By the way,
but anyway, we see mLty. He's going for a DT build, and
yeah, I also
Magic
like to
Bullet
note
is not going to be able to scout it.
I would also like to note that Magic Bullet doesn't even know where his opponent is right now. He actually just scouted one position with his SCV.
Yeah, he's got no scouting information, and mLty is going DT.
So, and his Dragoon's gonna be able to block it, so he's not gonna be able to see it coming. I mean, last game he blindly made a bunch of turrets. I wish he would do it again this game. He's actually making an engineering beta, so hope that he's actually doing that right now.
I think he's going to just blindly make turrets, but it's funny.
It's
yeah,
going too
know.
fast, but like, I don't understand. He's not making an expansion though. Like, it's gonna be able to hold a DT, but he's gonna.
I'm honestly not sure what he got in mind with this build.
Yeah.
It's like a really delayed 2 factory. And now, like I said earlier, he should have taken SEVs off gas earlier, but I think now he should actually have 3 back on gas.
Right.
Because he's going 2 factory.
He's going siege expand. He needs the gas.
I'm not sure what he's doing right now.
He's making turrets in his main, right? He's not gonna. So let's say DT comes, right? You're able to defend your main, but you can't secure your expansion because you don't have any.
Well, you can. It's just very slow, right?
Right. And Protoss can freely expand even with no units because DT's coming, and you can't stop Protoss. You can't pressure Protoss even with 2 fac. So your second fac doesn't accomplish anything. Has he actually scouted the Protoss yet? No, he still hasn't. He's completely blind right now.
So
Alright.
mLty is going to get his natural nexus down finally.
Yeah, I mean, he's rushing DT. That's expected. I don't think that's bad. I think that's a strategic move rather than a mistake.
Yeah.
Here comes DT.
Okay, so let's see what the DTs do here.
Alright. Yeah, like I said, he's not gonna be able to secure this expansion. It's just if he was gonna do it, he had to do it like get the turrets up faster.
So this isn't catastrophic damage, but he's going to delay the natural expansion from the Terran for a long time.
Also, this 2-fac is completely negated, right? You have the unit advantage.
Oh yeah,
the
the
production
two-factory can't
advantage.
really do anything.
You just can't do anything with it. Normally, when Terran goes 2-fac, you don't see an academy, right? Maybe you will see a engineering bay, but you go
Another
9.
thing to note is mLty is actually researching Zealot legs right now. I wonder if he's going to go for some mass Zealot play. I think that would actually be really fucking cool to see. I think one way that like an underrated, like not usually seen PvT cheese is like uncommon.
No, he's lifting his. What are you doing?
Mass Zealot. Uncommon mass Zealot speed timings.
Oh my god, this is not good.
Oh wow, that tank's gonna die.
He's
He's
lifted
doing
his
so much damage with
engineering
this.
bay. I would just spend some SCV there to repair it instead of lifting it. But
Oh, this actually hurts. I don't know how this lasts so long. I don't know.
Does he have mines? He doesn't have mines either. He doesn't have units or mine. Oh, he has no.
I like what mLty is doing, killing the machine shop. It's not exactly the highest priority, but it's still.
He doesn't have to run
still
away. He could have just
respectable.
killed a comsat. But it doesn't matter. He's just wasting energy. He's gonna come back and he's gonna come back.
He could just run back and kill the comsat.
Yep.
But he wants to kill the machine shops. Whatever, it's for them.
Like mines, he needs mines. If Terran doesn't have mines, it's over.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way Terran can win in this. I don't even know the results. I'm not spoiling it, but there's literally no way Terran can win. It would require an act of God for Terran to pull this victory out. If Terran wins this, I'll fucking eat a sock on stream.
Alright, Chava. I hope Terran wins. But yeah, like we said, he went 2-fac, but he also like was way too cautious and didn't expand, didn't pressure, didn't do anything. He didn't even know where his opponent is. So it's I would not do something like this if I was Terran. I would at least try to secure information first before deciding what I'm doing. And also, his engineering base burning down. He needs to do something about that.
I think Magic Bullet just needs to work on his scouting in general. Like that's what's killed him most. Is just not knowing what his opponent is doing.
Here comes another one. Let's repair it. Send some SCV to repair it. Magic Bullet is floating a lot of minerals already. It's like, despite having basically having nothing to do but build units. Oh my god, don't lift your building. Who cares about the engineering bay? Just let it die. Letting it the DTN is far more catastrophic than, losing the engineering bay. I think the tank actually killed a bunch of SCVs.
You know, I wish that Magic Bullet streamed himself, because I think like a huge learning tool. It would just be like having FP VODs of your play, right? Even for newer players, like it's easy to point out all the mistakes that a tier 3 player makes, right? But if that tier 3 player was streaming on Twitch, or even if they were just capturing their own footage offline,
like I want to
see,
you
can go back and actually see the first person VOD of like where their attention is and where they're clicking and stuff.
Right.
You could provide way more customized information.
Yeah, I wanted to know what he was focusing on instead of scouting early in the game.
Yeah.
That would be a huge he actually? What does he know right now? Okay, so he found the Protoss base. He didn't see the main. He didn't actually get to see the main. He because of that Dragoon blocking it. He knows at least where the Protoss is now, but he doesn't know anything else. Doesn't even know whether or not Protoss expanded.
I mean, of course he knows where the Protoss is, right?
It didn't happen for a while. He didn't actually know for a while.
But now mLty isn't even, he's just chilling. He knows he already won too
Triple
much.
Forge.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing that I like. Like, just you have a huge advantage. Fuck it. Why go Arbiter? Why tech to carrier?
Just make a huge
Just
army and a move.
Straight up gateway unit upgrades. I mean, he's not upgrading from them, which is a problem. But I like the sentiment. He also created a prison with his southern 4 gateways in his main base.
Yeah.
But whatever.
So I think
The point is, I like what he's doing.
He actually has a lot of like gateway placement is actually created to make a wall. I don't know about that. So you want to build your gateway vertically in a line instead of horizontally if you want to make a good gateway placement. And also you want to make them aligned vertically.
I need to make them horizontally too in some
Right.
case.
They need to be they need to be aligned vertically. Like that the gateway on the left side.
I'm actually a proponent of when I play Protoss, I am like very OCD about keeping my gateways very nicely aligned.
Right.
And usually I align them vertically.
Right. If they're not aligned,
horizontal can work too.
Because if they're not aligned, your pylon's not going to be powering them well. And
As long as you're not trapping units, it honestly doesn't really matter. Some configurations are better for macro because there's literally less space that you have to click in between to get to each
and
gateway.
I'm not sure how Terran can actually make his. He's actually. So this the first 2 factory is gonna. If they come out on the right side, the unit come out on the right side. They're gonna have to go all the way around to actually exit the base. I'm not sure how he could have done it better because I'm not a Terran player, but maybe I wouldn't make the machine shop at the bottom.
Well, yeah. So his southernmost factory with the machine shop. That's the problem there, right?
Right.
Because that's blocking the units from going closer to the choke, I guess. Like you see his tank, it's just landing right now. It's going all the way around.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Look at the skill differential, or the supply differential rather. mLty is almost 100 supply above him.
It doesn't matter because he doesn't have the unit, but it matters. Look at this tank right here.
Well, yeah. No, I mean...
It matters if the game isn't, like, already over.
It's like... I don't watch any of that fucking, like, Jordan and Peterson bullshit, but I've seen, like, the fucking memes about his, like, make your bed or whatever. And it's sort of like that. Like, it's just as silly as that, but it's true. Like, if you don't have a tidy base, if you don't even have your building placement right, and you don't have your basic, like, early build order and your building placement correct, how the fuck are you going to do anything else?
Alright, so Terran's actually doing, it's a little too late, I think. Terran's actually doing what you want to do, take a dirt and wall it up. He needs some tanks up there, but this is what he should be doing that every game. Unlike maps like these, that you can take an easy dirt. A little too late, though.
Oh, it's a little too late. It's fucking way late.
And we already see the triple forge hitting. I see 3 upgrades already on it to Protoss units. Terran still doesn't have a single upgrade, even though he has an armory. It's not spinning. Look at these. Look at Protoss probe saturation on every one of his base, though. And then look at Terran's.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, they're both banking 2,000 mineral, but one's max and one's at 86 supply.
No, I think mLty is doing fucking great.
mLty's max. He could just like A move and win, and then remax and win again. And
I think that's exactly what he's doing right now. I think that's exactly what we're saying.
I mean, it's not much to say. You can say.
I mean, I love it. I love Protoss like this, actually. This is exactly the way that I play when I play Protoss.
I mean, this is exactly how every Protoss plays. A
Well,
move, 1A, 2A, 3A.
yeah, but
Look,
there's
look at these,
nothing.
look
There's
at
no
these
shame in
units.
that. There's no shame in that.
Why make it more complicated when you can just win like this?
Yeah. See, this is my shit right here. Just slam units into them until they die.
Exactly.
That's actually
Like,
how I
he's
love
making,
StarCraft like
he's looking
that.
5 gateways in
You know,
his 4.
you can watch pro gamers play and see all this finesse and stuff, but I
Yeah.
personally like just fucking shoving units down until you win.
So he's at up to so Protoss making 6 more gateways. mLty's at like 16 gateways now. He's gonna remax and he's gonna be like YOLO, more units coming at your way. I don't think he needs them, but yeah.
I think Magic Bullet has potential though. He just needs to work on stuff.
Yeah. All right, so that's our first series. Good job by mLty.
You know, I was skeptical, but I liked it. I actually found that pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah. We see here the like if you're starting out in StarCraft, the discrepancy between starting as a Protoss and starting as a Terran. It's not just about macro. You have to macro, but also I think macro-wise, mLty is just superior as a player. Just being able to be on top of his bill, being able to expand at the right time, and not overreacting, like scouting and reacting to what he scouts. Anyways, I'm making the next game. Good job, mLty. Really good macro. I like keep it up. I like to see how far I can get you. At some point.
Hell yeah, mLty, you did a good job. But Magic Bullet, if you ever watch this, I think you did a really good job too.